Whether we like it or not, some truths hurt. But it doesn't have to when we know there are solutions that will make us stronger in the end. Facing these harsh truths is a discomfort, but sometimes we need a little bit of tough love. We need to rethink and restructure our approach so that we can move forward successfully. Here are the 10 hard to swallow pills and harsh truths that you need to hear. And we'll start with the first one. You can't control everything, but you can control how you react to it. Letting our emotions control us is easy. We want to control our environment and the outcome of every situation, but the more we do that, the more anxious we become, and it can lead to developing toxic habits, such as blaming ourselves too much or micromanaging others. Harsh situations will happen throughout our lives, but it is up to us how we interpret them. Many hardships actually present opportunities which we might miss because we respond negatively without thinking or planning or without assessing the situation. So there must be some space between the event and our response to that so that we can make room for logical reasoning. But that's easier said than done, and I know I'm guilty of that myself. That's something I am working on as well. Let's move on to the second one. The second harsh truth is you can't make everyone happy. I am sure you heard that before. You're not everyone's cup of tea, and not everyone will like you, but that's okay. You can be the nicest person in the world, and there will be people who will gravitate towards you, and there are people who will find you annoying for the exact same reason. And no matter how nice you think you are, you know you're always the bad guy in someone's story. So take it easy. Now, when I was younger, I remember I was I was friendly with a lot of people. I was trying so hard to fit in. I wanted to talk to everyone. I wanted everybody to like me. But that ended up hurting me in the end because I didn't really make any deep, long-lasting connections with a lot of people. And that's my fault because people didn't know who I was as a person, what my aspirations and goals were. And had I been more myself, I would have had more friends rather than just acquaintances. It took me a while to understand this harsh truth, but now I'm happy where I am in my life. I'm not trying to please everyone, so neither should you. And sometimes, there are people who won't like you for reasons that are completely out of your control. That you remind them of an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend, that you're too tall or too short or too young or too old. Whatever it is, there will always be a reason. So you really can't possibly please everyone. So stop trying. The next harsh truth is looking for external validation is detrimental. Now, external validation is not necessarily a bad thing. As a child, we learn appropriate behaviors through it. And as adults, external validations are nice to hear, and encouraging words can help bolster self-confidence. We care about what people say, let's be honest. And that's normal. I need to know that my boss thinks my work is good and that I'm on the right track. I want to hear from people close to me that I'm a good friend. And I sure as hell want to hear my husband tell me that I look good. So all of these external validations are important for me and for everyone else. But when external validation becomes our be-all and end-all, that's when it becomes a problem. If you are scared to disagree with someone, or if you're changing your opinion depending on who you talk to, or if you feel empty that no one liked your social media post, or if you suffer internally because you weren't invited to a party, that's an unhealthy reliance on external validation. Stop that. You don't have to be perfect to deserve respect. So instead of seeking that external approval, work on yourself. Develop some self-reliance. What fuels you? What are your core values? Find people who will share the same core values as you. And once you find your tribe, your kind of people who can lift you up and inspire you, you no longer seek external validation from everyone because not everyone's opinion of you will matter that much. And the next hard to swallow pill is the world doesn't owe you anything. Nothing is going to happen unless you make it happen. Do I need to say more here? Even if you're good looking, smart, or talented, Life won't just lay out all these opportunities in front of you. Life doesn't owe you health, it doesn't owe you success or abundance. You have to put in the work to have that. No one is entitled to anything, and the sooner we realize this harsh truth, the better we are, the more grateful we become. We start to appreciate what we have because we put in the effort. The house you live in, the good health you have, the supportive friends you made, all of these are your achievements. The majority of people don't have a perfect life and they don't come from a perfect environment to be successful. But there's beauty in that. You learn how to rise up to challenges, how to find creative ways to solve problems, how to build confidence through your experience. You become stronger and you grow. So instead of being a victim of your environment, you can be the architect of it. You are the only one responsible for your life. No one is going to fix you but yourself. We are shaped by our own choices. If you wanted to move to another city but you didn't, it's because you didn't move. If you never had a dream job, it's because you didn't apply to it, or because you didn't improve your skills to qualify and to match the requirements of that job. A lot of our problems are our own fault, and a lot of stress and anxiety comes from procrastination and bad choices. Now, these won't go away unless we do something about them. The sooner we come to terms with it, the sooner we can improve our life. The next hard to swallow pill is gonna hit home for a lot of people. Overworking does not mean productive. Many people want to prove they have a good work ethic by putting in more hours, staying up late, working on the weekends, skipping lunch, and so on. And there are actually a lot of managers who appreciate that because they see that as a high level of dedication. But many studies show that overworked employees are too overwhelmed to focus and can make a lot more mistakes. And these people are more likely to leave the company as soon as they have the chance. Overworking results in diminishing returns. Now, occasional crunch periods are okay, but if you want to be more productive, the solution is not staying busy. It's focusing on the 20% of actions that will bring 80% of the results. You won't be happier once you achieve your goals. That's a shocker. You keep working hard, looking forward to the day where it all pays off. But once we reach our goals, the dopamine hit of success is short-lived, and people revert back to their base level of happiness because we adapt quickly to our new life changes. And so that becomes the new norm, and we just go back to square one. And so we chase the next big thing. There will always be a higher mountain to climb, more to accomplish. And once we hit these new heights, after a while, we still find ourselves at the same level of happiness. Generally speaking, our happiness remains the same throughout our lives, and it's not so much due to external circumstances, but mostly it is ingrained in us, in our traits, and in our personality. Now, that doesn't mean you should lower your standards, because then you won't be living your full potential. Instead, we should live in the present and be grateful for what we have, and be grateful for our achievements, and be grateful for how far we've come. Learn how to be happy now, not in the future. There's no perfect time for anything. If you're waiting until you're ready to start something, you will be waiting your whole life. People say they don't have enough experience for that, or enough money, or knowledge, or they don't have time, or it's too late, or they have too much time. There are so many reasons. There are thousands of excuses that our brains can fabricate. And the more we allow this resistance to occupy space in our heads, the less likely we are to take action. The biggest hurdle is simply getting started. So just start. We will learn so much faster and so much more by taking the first step, by committing to the project, and we will figure everything out as we go. I actually have 2 more videos on this very topic that develop this idea in much greater detail. So make sure to check them out. I will link them in the description below. People are not analyzing your every move. Many people are scared to start a project or a business because they are afraid of what others might think of them. The truth is, everyone has their own problems and worries, and people don't spend too much time focused on you. Now, that's a good thing or a bad thing. If you want to start something, the praise that you will get from people, that won't last very long. The criticism you will get from people, that won't last very long either. And most people are afraid that they're not very liked. That's not true. That is just what your brain is telling you. That's not the reality. That's how you interpret things differently. And the last hard to swallow pill is there's always someone better than you. You are replaceable. Everyone is replaceable. Keeping this in mind won't let you be complacent. You'll have to study your whole life and work on yourself continuously to keep up with the competition. You can be the very best right now, but it doesn't mean that you can relax. Your job or your talent or your skills might not even exist in the next 10 to 15 years, especially given how fast modern technology changes. So you gotta be able to pivot and adapt to these new changes. And that means you have to always be striving to work on yourself, and you should always be studying. Which of these hard to swallow pills resonated with you? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know what other harsh truths you can think of. There are so many out there. I'm sure you can think of many of them, and I could probably do the same if I put in the time. But I would be very curious to know what other harsh truths you have. I didn't want to make this video look depressing. I wanted to show some problems that people face which can actually be solved. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.